Do two banks collapsing mean we're heading into a 2008 recession? Drum roll, probably not. Lydia Gable with Compass. Now look, I know there's been a lot of news, a lot of headline news, and I wanted to put some clarity around this because I've been reading a lot, talking to different people, and I'd love to give you my 2 cents for what it's worth about what I've read. So the two banks that collapsed, Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, are located up in Silicon Valley, and mostly startups are banking in those banks. And the bank, so they go out and they get money, whether it's 2 million or 20 million, they're getting money to help their startup companies. Then the banks take that money and then they go invest it in other opportunities. So what happened is they started investing in other startups because they're in Silicon Valley. And because interest rates have gone up in the last year, those smaller startups haven't been successful and they haven't actually launched. So last week, it's a very small community, the Silicon Valley is very small. These startups are very small. And as one was starting to take out money, another one was starting to take out money, and within 48 hours, people were, again, in groups and text messages. All these Silicon Valley startups were saying, take your money out, the bank's going under, and within 48 hours, there was all the money taken out, which is what happened with the collapse. So, long story is, obviously the government stepped in and said, we're protecting all of your money, all of you people who have put money in, because they don't want everybody to start taking money out of all of the banks. So basically, those two banks don't do mortgage financing. Most of the people who do mortgage financing are much more conservative banks, like we know Bank of America and Wells, and the larger banks, the top 4 banks, are the ones who are doing most of the lending. And those are conservative and they're not investing in these startups the same. So it probably isn't going to lead to another bank collapse like it did in 2008 because most of the money is much more conservatively held. Now these two banks are being bailed out, and, hopefully what we did see on Monday is a drop in the 10-year Treasury bond, which yesterday was an amazing day if you were in escrow to go ahead and lock in your interest rate or get pre-approved to potentially get locked in. Today they're up a little bit, but we're down from last week. So that's good news overall. And lastly, I will add, the projection was next week, interest rates were going to go up almost 50 basis points. From everything I'm reading today, they're going to go up, but maybe only 25 basis points. So, in summary, the bank collapse is a bummer, no question, but how it's going to affect local real estate business, probably not as much. Good news is interest rates might not be as high as they projected, and we still need inventory, so it's supply and demand. So hopefully that makes some sense. I'm reading information every day. Please ask me any questions. I'll probably be back on next time there's something like this that happens. Have a great day.